Welcome back, everyone, to more Kaiserreich. And this time, what the hell am I playing? I'm playing Indochina. Now, the way I got to playing Indochina is you go with the Barfia commune, and you go down this path. Take invite Ho Chi Minh, the revolution in Indochina. And it usually happens around 1947, 1948 that you can do this. It needs a couple of events to fire before you can do that. Anyway, so now we can play as Indochina because we have revolted against the Germans. And we're going to try to get our independence, survive, thrive, all of that. And yes, so we have... Actually, I don't want you in the army. Or I don't want you doing plans for the army. I also want someone like you on the beach. Alright, everyone else though, you all can fight. Well, I would probably also want a couple of you doing this. Alright, so Indochina, you are syndicalist. I have no idea how to pronounce anything. The Dang Cang Song Dong Duong is the Indochinese syndicalist party. They are our ruling party, of course. And yeah, that's their whole shebang. Of course, Ho Chi Minh is our leader. Pretty famous guy. And of course, in Kaiserreich, we are the colony of the German Empire. And so our War of Independence is not going to be against the French, it's going to be against the Germans. We do have some flavor put into our country. As you can see, we have generals, we have unit names. There's a few things. Alright, Sabang Division, get in here. We have some veteran troops actually to start off with. Veterans of the guerrilla warfare, I presume, against the German Empire that might have been going on. I guess you can be there. And both of you, maximum speed. Just try to take as much territory as possible before the Germans realize what is going on and they send troops. Of course, the Germans are surrounding us. Wait, hold on. Alright, yeah, these two militia units, I'm gonna just keep them outside because, of course, they would just confuse my AI because of this territory. Anyway, the Germans are surrounding us. They've got the AOG, the Allgemeine Ostasien Gesellschaft, up here. So they might have troops coming in from the north, but usually they don't call them into this war. We can declare war on the AOG, but we will not do that right now because, well, why complicate our own life? And it seems like the Germans don't really have anything right now on the ground. So we're just gonna make sure that we sort of make use of this weakness. We just take everything. If we go and take Vientiane, oh, they did call in the AOG actually. So actually, you guys come back around and start to fight in China. We at least need to defend the border. To defend the border, we, I guess, can put in the tanks. We have one thing that I did make sure to do was wait until, as a Barfia commune, wait until I get an event to fire. After you do the revolution in China, you get an event to fire that allows you to send supplies and volunteers to Indochina. And I made sure that I did that. And this provides you with some rifle divisions, and especially provides you with 2 tank divisions with tier 1 light tanks. So those are relatively useful, and we're gonna make sure that we make use of those. Just take all the territory so the AI is not very confused. Alright. And you take all of that and you get back around. Good. You guys just march along through the jungle. Alright, just you take this route. What I want to do is I want to prevent the AI from being weird, aka thinking, oh look, there's enemy territory over there, let's put troops in it. you know? Alright, you take this, you take this, you take this, you take this, you take this. Okay. Then everybody else moves back and forms a front line. Of course, the AOG does not have the best quality units, and we're receiving volunteers from the International, both the United Communes and the Commune of France are coming in to help. It's pretty cool. We don't have a navy, we don't have an air force, and the AI decided to pick modern dockyards as our first national focus, which is, I don't know, whatever. Right now we have 0 factories because we are a very, very backwards little place. Anyway, we can develop rather quickly once we start to get something. So of course right now, because we have no factories, we can't produce anything. But one thing that is going for us is the fact we start off with some equipment, and we also have, funnily enough, the German templates. So I guess we're not going to really need all that many units of army experience to do our bidding. And I really dislike how you're walking through the forest, my friend, because I don't want you to lose your tanks. You don't have any trucks, which makes your two motorized a little bit less useful than they could be. Anyway, looks like we're going to be able to defend our border from the Chinese, I guess the Chinese Germans. Chinese Germans. Think about it, Chinese Germans are like the most scary thing you could think of, right? Because there's a lot of them and they're efficient. And both the Germans and the Chinese have that crazy work culture and all of that. Me being Italian, I don't like it. Alright. All of you are done and dealt with. Let's pull you back north. Strategic redeployment, please, so that you get there fast. Some of you, okay, you're going to be part of the garrison army. And I should probably send in the tanks up north. Yeah, because I don't think I'm going to need them. I'm just going to have this other guy be in Saigon as a reserve. Alright, the Natrang militia doesn't really need to be all the way over there. And alright, you are done. Let's come up and help. Militia also gets along with the action. And you come back up north. Don't worry, we're not going to need to... Ooh, German Empire has divisions over here. Alright. I didn't know. Anyway, they don't have any supplies down here. In Laos, because we control Luang Prabang, which is the capital of Laos, and yeah, they're not gonna have any food and all of that. So, oh well, sucks for you, Germany. You're gonna lose your divisions and all of that. Plague militia, come along. And as you can see, their army is starting to starve and run out of supplies and all of that. And they try to advance, but our glorious Indochinese resilience is working quite well. Of course, the problem is these are Germans, even if they are Chinese Germans. So they're going to have air superiority. They're going to have artillery superiority most likely. But we have terrain on our side. We have the French helping us out. And we have some... Yeah, we just have a few advantages that we can use. Actually, the French seem to be counterattacking. That's not the best idea. Alright. Looks like the Germans over there are not really having the best of times. Let's send in some reinforcements. This is forest, which is going to make me get some attrition, but we're going to send in the armor, and that should be enough to hold up that enemy push. And we're going to use this infantry division to clean up those Germans once and for all. And the militias are also going to help out with that. Once we get a few victories against them, we are going to get an event to... Can you help? No, it's actually mountains, so no please. We're going to get an event to end the war, I think. And after that, I'm going to explain what's going on. But for now, we're just going to focus on getting independence. There goes the entirety of the German occupation forces. And we actually have a civilian factory free. Alright, it's time to develop. That's, I'm not sure where that comes from. But oh well, let's start to get some factories into Hanoi. First civilians, because we need to develop that kind of thing. Yeah, where am I getting that civilian factory, man? I do not know. Oh well, not complaining. Civilian factories in use too. Where from? Oh, exports. Really now? Someone's buying my shit. What resources do I have? Tungsten and rubber. Ooh, rubber. That's why. Rubber. Pretty cool. Alright, I wonder who's buying that. Current exports, nothing. Oh, the Commune of France and the Socialist Republic of Italy. That's good. So I'm being helpful to the international cause and getting some civilian factories as well. Pretty great. So together we shall defeat German imperialism. And now the AOG is starting to have some problems. They're running into a very, very nasty defensive line, essentially repeating the Sino-Vietnamese War in another universe. Well, okay. We call it the Sino-Vietnamese War, but there were actually many Sino-Vietnamese wars, and oh no. Germany seems to have landed some units south of Hanoi, but oh, it's actually a pretty nasty swarm of cavalry. Okay, anyway, we've got modern dockyards, and the most important thing right now would be to get industrial methods, so we can get some industry. We are just going to need to contain this landing. They have 2 Marine Sturmdivision, but that's just Marines. They have 4 infantry, that's just infantry with artillery, and 1 cavalry division. So that's the only real dangerous unit because it's relatively fast. But if we put our units in between them and other stuff, because of their problems with, of course, because of their problems with supplies, they shouldn't have an easy time taking anything. And my 2 militia should be enough to defend the port. So they're never going to get any supplies back. Alright, try to counterattack up against them. I'm not sure why the AI decided to put my tanks in the forests, facing forests and mountains, rather than in the hills facing the plains. Not approved. But we're gonna make the best of that and try to attack them. We need to attack them. All right. So we have our infantry doing its own thing. And once you're back, should have an easy time. All right, get back into fight. Well, because of the forest right now, it is us that has taken some beating. So stop that. So far, the Germans have taken some major casualties. Well, the AOG has taken 40k, and the Germans have taken 60k. So it's pretty good. And yeah, the Flanders Vallonia's Royal Guard is trying to storm the beaches, and they're not having an easy time of it. In fact, they're having a pretty nasty time of it, but they are doing something. So come in and help. I'm not sure how exactly it's going that well for them, but okay, no, never mind. They're gone. So the Imperialists have been driven back once again. All right, we have enough defenses everywhere else that I don't think we're gonna get surprised. And yeah, I would really like to put my tanks up here so that they can, you know, do some work. So please, armor, get up. I'm gonna use strategic redeployment so that they don't walk in attrition, which is always the worst thing. And here comes some motorized divisions, but yeah, they're gone. All right, the Germans, nope, they're still alive in some capacity. But once we deal with the Germans like this, we're gonna have a, oh, bye-bye Flanders Wallonia. Yeah, Flanders Wallonia is interesting. Anyway, you're now gonna be, nope, you're now gonna be transferred over, and you're gonna be the Hanoi garrison. Or, well, I guess, okay, no, never mind. It's probably a better idea to just keep you as the garrison of this strip of coast, because the Germans seem to like invading it. Yes, and now we are fully even we have Indochina fully under our control, and we can start to think about attacking. No, armor division, do not do this. I want you to storm in and crush this infantry spam. And since they don't have any anti-tank weapons, I think this should be relatively easy, although they are trying to counterattack. And that counterattack is being nasty, so stop that. And keep ourselves in a defensive posture. Alright, now we just need to hold on for a while. Oh, the Ukrainians, the famous Ukrainian Marines trying to take over Saigon. Not working out for them. Alright, yeah, right now, unfortunately, we do not have enough equipment to do anything, so... Nope. But we are holding. We are holding the front line because of the terrain. No, just stay here, tanks. Please, Jesus hell. I even need to take them out of the order. In fact, what I could do is I could make them into another army, but I don't want them to lose Von Nguyen Giap. Don't know how to say that name, but he's pretty famous. I don't want to lose his Ranger and Trickster bonus for the armor. So, yeah. They're just gonna stay here, and we are going to hold the line. Hold the line against foreign invaders and all of that. And yes, so what we are going to have to do is we're going to have to hold on for a bit, right? And, ooh, industrial methods, good. Let's start to get state armories. Of course, we have the basic national focus tree. I want to get all of the state armory and military industry stuff first because that's what's going to allow us to get rifles. And you may know that rifles are the most important thing to have. All right, the Germans are landed. But I don't think they're going to be able to do too much. All right, let's get support weapons 1. Ooh, actually, what we need to do is we need to stop this pocket because otherwise they're going to get into Hanoi. Kurdish uprising. Get in and help. I don't want these Germans taking this port, and they're moving in more troops. But it's just a naval invasion. So if we can hold this, all right. Let's actually get these guys from Brazil, to come in and help, just to hold them down a little bit. This province is rather easy to defend because they can only attack it from one enemy province. So this means that they don't get the encirclement advantage, and we can just defend it. It's also a forest province, so it's rather easy to defend because of that as well. And with 3 units, we should be able to hold in the end. All right, stop that. Just get your organization back. Now get this guy in there because this allows us to have the in multiple combats modifier against the German guys. Low supply. Wait, no, not in multiple combats. Oh, here, whatever. All right, stop there and get the infantry back into play. Again, what we need to do is we need to stop the Germans momentarily. At some point, we're going to get an event that fires peace. And it's going to give us our country back.